students, welcome to week 6, 499 senior seminar in informatics. And I do not have video in this. I'm using my QuickTime player on my Mac. Before I was using Camtasia, which was a free 30-day trial. And my trial ran out. I'm considering buying the program, but I think it's like $180. So I'm not sure. I'm going to be looking into other alternatives. But I do want to go over what's going on for this week. Great job on your scrum last week, and you're going to be doing that again this week. You'll do it pretty much every week until the end of the semester, so you'll have lots of practice. So again, go to the Scrum forum on Blackboard and answer these 3 questions individually, and then individually post at least 1 question for one other team's Scrum forum, and someone from your team must answer the question. And the reason I'm having you do that is because I want you to be reading what other teams are doing, because you might find some useful information, or you might be able to give some insight on specific platforms or technologies that they could use, or creative ideas. Okay, so that's going to be due in 2 days, 28th at 11:59 p.m. So this week we're talking about missions and goals. So there is a mission and goals section in your final paper project paper. This is a pretty big section, and it's a very important section, actually. So mission, what is a mission? It's a general statement of how you will achieve your goals. And you have strategies, which are a series of ways of using the mission to achieve the vision. So Google's mission is to organize the world's information and make it universally accessible and useful. And Google does this every day. They have different strategies, new technologies that they work on to achieve this mission. And you can think of probably a number of different products and technologies that Google has created in order to reach this goal here, to organize the world's information. So the goals are statements of what needs to be accomplished to implement the strategy. And you have objectives, which are specific actions and timelines for achieving the goal. I found this is a good guide to use when you're writing your mission and goal statement. So you want to be specific. You want to say exactly what you want to achieve, and think about whether you need to break a larger task down into smaller items. You want your goals to be measurable. Establish clear definitions to help you measure that you're reaching your goal. You want to use action verbs to describe your goals and outline the exact steps you'll take to accomplish your goal. You want your goals to be realistic, so make sure you give yourself goals that you can actually accomplish. And also keep in mind that there will be some obstacles that you'll need to overcome, so you want to think about those things and include those. And also, very important, is time. So how much time do you have to complete the task? And you want to decide when you'll start and when you'll finish your goal. So for this week, you have an individual assignment, and that's going to be to individually write your mission and goal statement for your team's final project. So I would use this as a guide. It's really good. Also on Blackboard, there is the example, that sample project proposal that you can read through their mission and goals, and you can get an idea of what they were writing about. So that's going to be due 3/5/11:59 p.m. You got your Scrum forum due in 2 days. And then you have a team activity, which I'm going to go over with you. keep working on moving your projects forward. It's already March almost, and we still have some time, but you need to be working on these every week and just moving closer and closer to your final product. And then post questions on Piazza. No one seems to want to do that, and it is part of your grade. It's 5%, so I can't stress that you should start posting as soon as possible. So, oh, sorry. So your team activity for this week, you are going to write up your final, you're going to write up your final evaluation process. And so your individual assignment for last week was to individually come up with how you wanted to be evaluated for your final team project to be evaluated. So for this week, I want you to collectively come together and write a final evaluation process write-up that's going to go into your final paper. And this is leading up to part 2. I also want you to create a rubric for your final project. And so all the different teams have different projects, so there is no standard rubric for this. So what I want you to do is create one for your project. How do you want your project to be evaluated? And use grades. Use a grade breakdown. So if it's 100%, or you're going to use 1 to 10 scale, that's fine. But create your rubric, and then I'll take a look at them, and we'll come up with a final rubric for each of your teams. Okay. And then part 3, create a sprint for next week, which you've already done that, so you know how to do this. And this is in Trello. Create a screenshot of the sprint page, and then on Monday, March 5th, submit part 1, part 2, and part 3 to Blackboard. Okay, so let me just go to Blackboard, and here we are, week 6. Got your individual assignment in here, mission and goals. Blackboard won't go back. Yep. Okay, we got your Scrum form over here. And then we got due 2/28, that's week 6. And we got your team activity. And I'll post these slides on here so you have that guide that I showed you for the mission and goal statement. Okay, so that's what we have for this week. You guys are doing a great job, and I am very excited about your final projects. We will do a peer evaluation soon, and that's where each team will evaluate your teammates' performance and the team, and that should be coming up in a couple weeks, and you'll actually give a grade. It's called a peer evaluation. You're going to have one midterm and then at the final, and this is where you can give constructive criticism anonymously to your teammates. Okay, so that's coming up, and I think we have spring break is coming up too, right? Let's see. My schedule is crazy. Oh, spring break is in a couple weeks. Okay, so we still have another week or 2. Okay, that's cool. I'm getting ahead of myself. All right, so that's it. And just email me if you have any questions. And you guys are doing great. If you wanna do a Skype hangout or Google Hangout, that's cool. Just let me know. We'll set up a time. And again, I have office hours from 2 to 5 on Tuesdays, and humanities 16. And I guess that is it. Okay, have a great week, and I'll see you guys next week.